Hi everyone, it's Lex from Path of Night. This month, in the spirit of giving, we're releasing some of our Ko-Fi exclusive content free to all of our listeners. For just $3 a month, you too can get regular access to Letters to the Coterie, outtakes and table talk from our latest episodes, and early access to exclusive one-shots. Higher tier subscribers get access to in-character writing, quarterly hangout nights with the cast, and more. So go to ko-fi.com/pathofnight and sign up to get access to dozens of hours of content just like this.
All right, we've got another interesting letter here. With the Sabbat's crusade eyeing the domain of New Haven to ravage and further its grasp and control, would any of you diablerize any or all of the wayward princes and other kindred not from the domain to help guarantee your own survival?
No!
I think I've made my views on this pretty clear.
No!
It's not likely.
Miles! No!
Look, I'm hard to say 100% on anything, but it's not likely.
That has
I'm
not
going
been
to
my experience with you, ever.
I mean,
When I
doesn't it...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Sometimes happen by accident.
Yep.
We were really worried about when Johnny was fighting Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to believe that this question is about a conscious effort to do such things.
Accidental diablerie in the midst of a frenzy. That happens. No one can be blamed for that.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't.
That wouldn't have been fair to blame Johnny.
Well, the Camarilla is not fair.
Right, but that wouldn't have been my fault. That'd have been Reese.
Yeah, we're not talking about how the Camarilla is viewing this.
Okay,
That wasn't the posing of the question.
okay, but I think...
I mean, is the idea that would we consider doing it on purpose, specifically to try to do what you did?
I believe that is where the pointed question is going, yes.
Well, here's a flip on that. If you were in a struggle for your life against an enemy of our coterie, New Haven, whatever, and the fight was so intense that your choices were to either roll over and accept defeat and die, or go into a frenzy, knowing that if you did, you may end up diablerizing the person that you were fighting. Would you make that choice, or would you just surrender and die?
I guess it's a confession, but when we were, well, most of us, sorry Neil, when the rest of us were in the chantry, I thought about it when Reese seemed like, it's not because I wanted to eat him, it's because I thought maybe he would go away and we would stop having to deal with him as a problem.
From a consideration point, it doesn't even consider the fact that we're just killing people to get rid of them.
Yeah, at that point, if you need to get rid of them, can't you just kill them to get rid of them?
Yes, 100%.
So no, don't...
But you're avoiding the question I posed.
Well, so...
if the choices are lay over and accept defeat and die, or enter frenzy knowing that your beast might do something awful. What's the choice?
Johnny, you've seen me in Frenzy. This is like a weird question for me because me in Frenzy is less effective and dangerous than me not in Frenzy.
But there's still a chance, right? I mean, if either one of us...
No one is saying any of these princes are super competent.
I don't think that I don't think I have that kind of strength to rip someone's soul out either. But sometimes it seems like I don't know how it works.
It's also not 100% guarantee at that point. He's just saying there's a chance.
If I wound up diablerizing someone, I wouldn't survive. And I would make sure of that.
Well, I don't know. We could probably do something about it, but the I don't know, John. It's hard for me to imagine a scenario where me frenzying gives me a better chance of survival. That's kind of my issue.
But it's not necessarily hard for me, as if I had to use up my blood for speeding things along. If I needed to use my gun to save you guys or something, then I would have to pick that option.
In general, it sounds like most of us would go with the risk and deal with the consequences.
I think I would do anything to protect you guys. So
I don't know. I guess it feels like the spirit of the question, though, is would we go out of our way to consciously diablerize?
Yeah.
I can agree with that. And to that end,
I don't think I could. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. Because it's not even necessarily like the question as posed wasn't to protect everyone else even. It was,
nope.
Would you do this to survive?
I feel like it was a designed question to get beneath our skin a little bit.
Well, yeah, you don't ask about diablerie publicly. By the way, I feel like we've gotten more of these kinds of questions since you hung that portrait up.
It's in my room. It was made in the middle of the...
In your room? It's in your office behind your
It's not in your
throne.
bedroom with a Van Halen poster.
You have a Van Halen poster in your room?
Not in my regular room.
Diablerie scares me.
Yeah.
I don't think I really understand it. A lot of it's just concepts of evil.
If you're... Don't get mad. I mean, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying it to prompt a whole argument about Nodism and stuff, okay? But if you're to believe some of the writings of, the origin of vampirism and stuff, and if you believe in Cain and all that, even Cain was like, hey, here's my rule, don't do that. So, I gotta feel like if going back to the origin of vampire thousands upon thousands of years ago, they were like, hey, this is evil and horrific and wrong, it's hard for me to find a way to justify it in my head.
Is that relevant to now, though?
I mean, it depends on the elders you talk to.
I'll say a few things about that. When your hot blood is up and in the moment, it seems like the right thing to do. And I think it's easy to justify it when you're using that kind of logic. But in the cold-blooded moments after, when you're just going based off of your instinct feelings, I think we all know that it's something evil.
I think in general we can sum it up as that none of us really are coming out here to commit diablerie in the first
Premeditated.
degree. Premeditated. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. And that whoever you wrote this in, you don't have to worry. It's not a big deal anymore. Thank you.
It's still a big
Not
deal.
a big deal anymore.
All right, cut the mic. We need to have another talk.